How about this stat? As a follow-up to the deadly flooding in southern Louisiana last month, more than 500 animals have been rescued with the help of the Louisiana Humane Society, veterinarians, rescue groups, and parish workers. We're joined now live this morning by Jeff Dorson at the Louisiana Humane Society. He's in New Orleans. Jeff, good morning. What's the setup for these rescued animals?
Hey, Gordon, thank you so much for having me on your show. We set up a temporary large rescue center and recovery center so that people, can try and reclaim and be reunited with their animal. There are currently about 20 cats and 50 dogs. A lot of the dogs have actually been transported to our no-kill partners in other parts of the country because you really can't have that many animals under one roof.
Wow. Even in an emergency situation?
Oh, you can't. There's just not enough space, so you have to move them around. People have to foster. Your partners have to take in some, so there's an abundance of animals, plus livestock, and, wildlife is affected too. So you're scrambling for every space you can to try and pull animals to safety. It's a really complex situation that goes on for multiple months after the incident itself.
Wow. All right, so you mentioned kind of mostly dogs and cats. What other pets are there that you've come across, Jeff?
Well, we saw a lot. Remember, this covered hundreds of miles, so you're looking at livestock. Very hard to get them to high ground in Louisiana.
Jeez.
And then consider all the poor wildlife that's been displaced. Their food source has been contaminated. They have nothing to eat. So we have a large number of animals that have been impacted by this incident that people don't realize. Virtually every animal that's out there now, has nothing to eat or no place to call home. It's a very, very difficult situation.
So how are you getting kind of the more specialized food for some of these animals?
Well, generally the public comes forward in a great way. So they've contributed a lot of supplies, equipment, their own volunteer time. And this area that was impacted, Gordon, was 17 parishes, which is our name for county.
Yeah.
So really almost one-fourth of our state was covered with water for 3 to 4 days.
Jeez.
At a height of 4 to 5. So it was a difficult situation to recover from.
Wow. I know what you Humane Society workers are like because I married someone who's sort of like that. Do you find as volunteers that you often take these pets home yourselves and foster them at least for a while, if not adopt them?
Oh, absolutely. You bond, you fall in love. I mean, imagine you rescue an animal clinging for its life. Of course you're going to bond with it and make sure that it's cared for. We see that a lot, and we're so grateful for everybody who came forward. It really reminded me of Katrina because, unfortunately, I was here for that, too.
Oh, man.
Just the devastation and the impact, and although it wasn't covered as much as Katrina in the national news, it had a similar effect on so many people and their animals.
Yeah. We're speaking live this morning with Jeff Dorson from the Louisiana Humane Society. How do you find the owners? Maybe some of these animals don't have tags, for example. What happens?
Gordon, good point. That's why we urge people to have a personal evacuation plan. It's so important to be prepared. Tag, microchip, or tattoo any and all of your animals. Have photos of you and your animals. Have carriers for your animals. So a lot of people, again, believe it or not, Gordon, left their animals behind. So it's hard for them to, of course, stay alive. So we get to them in time, and it's hard. You're right. If there's no identification, we have to post their pictures. We are encouraging people to come forward, to look, to tell us, to call us, to provide descriptions. It's an ongoing process.
I would imagine some of those animals, perhaps the sadder side of the story, were deliberately abandoned by owners who saw an opportunity if they didn't want the animal anymore.
Well, we are upset with people. We've been telling them for years to evacuate with your pet. Do not leave anything behind. But you're right. Sure enough, they load up the van and leave Fido behind. It's like, what are you guys doing? And then it's so hard on us to get to your house when it's 4 feet of water. Sure. And your poor dog's on the second floor or on the roof. So it's a challenging situation. So, the moral of the story is, please, your dog or cat is a member of your family, dependent on you for their life. Bring them with you.
Tell me about everybody's favorite dog that's come through the doors, Jeff.
Gordon, to help me out, the favorite dog who comes through the door?
I mean, there's got to be a rescue animal that wandered through there that everybody instantly fell in love with because of his personality. You got one of those?
Well, actually, we have a barn full of them. We actually have converted a wonderful horse barn into 50 stalls for dogs and puppies.
Wow.
So when you walk in, you're seeing 50 dogs barking and happy and smiling, and they're on beds and straw, and they couldn't be happier. So you go into the stall, and you just want to embrace each one.
Sure.
So I can't pick out one. I can pick out 50 that we have currently.
Fair enough. You got videos you're putting up of those guys?
We do. Visit us at Humane Society of Louisiana on Facebook or on website. You'll see lots of great pictures of reunions or animals waiting to be adopted or find their owners.
Very good. Hey, thanks for a few minutes, Jeff. Nice talking to you. Jeff Dorson from the Louisiana Humane Society with us live this morning from New Orleans. Who doesn't love a good dog video, right? Especially those happy ones who've been rescued. 19 minutes now in front of the hour. Beyond the headlines now, this morning's Mike Gavin is here with a look at some of the other stories you'll be talking about this morning. Good morning.